Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna stand close. I don't have the mic because I'm gonna be chopping things. This is a bit of that wood I was doing, splitting the log with. And I just thought I'd take this bit. It's kind of a perfect size for a coronet. And I can see that there's a lot of splits in it, so it's hard to know whether, once you get rid of all the stuff that's just gonna peel off, whether there'll be much left. So I'm just gonna do a short video, just showing you what I do. I'm just gonna chop it and round it out and see what's underneath it all. And you can see here is the outside of the log. So I'm definitely gonna have to cut through a bunch of that just to see what's there. Okay, so let's get to it. So you can see, I have my trusty axe I brought from Canada, which is handy. Although really, there's a bunch of different types of machetes. This is a Malayan parang. There's lots of machetes, and there's actually a different kind of machete type blade that I use here a lot. This isn't it, but this is a good one. It's quite heavy and good for chopping. The axe, I find, it's not really that useful in general here. I think machete it's more suited to this kind of forest, like a machete and a saw or something. But this is for sure handy for this kind of thing. So I'm just gonna, and I've got my heavy, I don't wear heavy boots usually, but I got them on today in case it drops and I don't want it to cut me. So I'm keeping my legs and feet far apart. I've used an axe for a long time, so I think I'm fairly under control with it, but you need to be really careful, of course, of this. Boom. Or let me do it higher. Pump, bam, right into your leg. That would be a bad thing. So you need to be in control of it all the time. Anyway, probably a lot of people doing this sort of thing already know that. Normally I'd put a piece of wood under me, but so that when the axe goes down it doesn't go into the ground, like a board or something. Oh, hang on a sec. I know. Okay, there's just a piece of wood hanging down, I remembered. I'm going to put that under the log, so it's sitting like this, so that when I can feel free to let my small forest axe come down and go into the ground, right? So that's quite nice to be able to do. If you're cutting and stopping, the strain of the stop can really hurt you actually. Coming from here, I'm just using the weight of the axe mostly, right? I've got that wood there, so I'm not really worried about it continuing on into the ground. You don't want it to go into the ground and dull it and damage it. And this is a really beautiful Swedish Gränsfors, I guess it's called, hand forged and stuff. So a cheap axe maybe it doesn't matter, but well, you should always respect your tools. Anyway, yeah. So just a few safety things. But doing too many cuts where you're stopping in midair can cause all kinds of repetitive strain injuries, you know? So you need to be careful with that. So kind of right now I'm looking for areas that it looks like they split open. And I'm just hitting them to see where they go. This is pretty good right here. Pretty solid. The other good thing about me doing this now is the wood is still really wet. It's still damp from being in the stream for so long. So by peeling as much as I can off, then it'll help it dry faster, right? Wow, it's really beautiful wood. Actually, let me see if I can adjust that down a bit. So I can see. Okay, you can see what this looks like. Yeah. It's really beautiful. I'll save some of this wood for sure to make shamisen bridges, Koma. It's really lovely. I really want to get rid of as much of this outer layer. Well, it's the sapwood, I guess, where the sap comes up. Let's see what I can find. And I'm hitting this, and you know, it's splitting, following the grain really. I'm not going against the grain, of course. It's still really heavy. Sort of quite chippy, coming off in chips kind of, but the axe is coming in at an angle, but it's kind of curving down, you know what I mean? So I'm not trying to cut this way, like I'm cutting in at an angle, and then there's I'm doing kind of a slight twist as it strikes, you know what I mean? So it has to come in to bite and twist off. If that makes any sense. Bite. Okay, let's tilt this up again. Okay, so I guess you're getting the idea. Maybe what I'll do is I'll stop the video and click in when I get to where I'm going to leave it for today. Okay, I'm back. Hey, well, I'm pretty close to the point where I'm going to probably leave it. It's looking pretty good, actually. There's kind of a... Let's see if you can see this. Right here, you see that dark line? That's kind of a split. Not kind of, it is, okay, it's kind of a split. It's not going all the way through, so I'm not seeing it here. Oh, there's some interesting holes here. Actually, maybe I'll bring it a bit closer. See if we can... Okay, so, oh, no, it's crooked. Does it matter that it's crooked? Right, so there's that split here, and then there's another one forming right here. Now, because this is for a kora, and when I make my koras, oh, look at that wood, eh? I have to take this. I might go for a little trip down to my friend's place and ask her husband Piad. They own the house I live in. What wood he thinks this is. It's really beautiful. Yes. Anyway, because I make the koras using the traditional rings, like if there's little beginning splits or something that you know, the wood's dry, it's stable and everything, like that kind of thing, you could say it's a flaw, but in a way it's more just a peculiarity. Here's my problem. I'm slowly learning Thai, and it gets better slowly, but my English is getting worse. So I'm in the uncomfortable position of gradually having 2 second languages and no first language. I'm not sure what to say about that. Anyway, let's get back to the kora. The thing at hand. Yeah, because I use the traditional rings, like quirks, like even holes or cracks, as long as they're not moving, and you could even, if you see a crack that's opening up, you could even jam some glue in there and clamp it down, and that would probably be enough, you know. And for me, I quite love these interesting little bits in the wood in the koras. Like on the kora I just finished, there's like some knots in the handles and stuff, and it chipped off in one section of one of the cross pieces. To me, that's fine, you know. I really love that aspect of it. And then you're following the grains. One thing with this piece, probably can't really see it, but the shape is a little bit like this. So a little bit like, you know what I mean? There's a little slight, comes here, comes out and then back again. That's incredibly wildly exaggerated. So that's something I have to work with. So it's about 3 inches wide, and probably, usually the necks I make are about 1 3/4, 2 inches, depends. With this heavy wood, you can go quite narrow for the strength aspect. But as long as where the rings are sitting, that it's fairly straight, that's okay. If the part that goes through the gourd has a slight curve, that doesn't matter, as long as the whole thing is stable, you know? And that could be quite beautiful too. I mean, you can only take that so far, right? You can't go, I mean, you could, but to me, aesthetically, you can take that to a degree, but there's a limit, like life. Anyway, yeah, so that's where I am with this now. You can see I've taken it, maybe I'll just try to do this and not cut my leg. But basically at this stage, with this axe has the shape of the head is really nice. I can actually do very fine cuts, you know. So I'll probably do a little bit more, but pretty much it's done for now. And I'll probably just throw this into my dry room. Because it's so humid up here during the rainy season, a lot of these instruments, well, everything just kind of goes haywire. So I have a room that I coated in plastic and have a dehumidifier in. Yep. Anyway, I guess that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I have water walks, forest walks, and instrument making things, as well as soon more and more music videos of my work. Okay. Ciao. I always say bye and then I come back. I just thought of something while I was finished doing a bit more on this. And this is, because this is sort of part of my instructional videos on my Music Forest website, maybe in the description I'll link to the website. So I have videos for tuning chord. It's more chord focused, but there's some shamisen stuff too. I just thought of something while working, and a lot of people already know this, so whatever. With this kind of work, you really want to be on your A game, right? You don't want to be tired. As soon as you start feeling tired, that's when you need to stop, right? For something like this, you need to stop because you might cut your fingers or hands or whatever, because it's a dangerous thing. And when you're doing finer work, when you start getting tired, it's really easy to make mistakes, right? So patience is the thing, always. So that's my recommendation. And there's no rush, right? So what's the big rush? So always take your time, and if you get tired, have a break or stop for the day. Whatever. Okay, that's really the end.